Lady D Denise Gomez, and I have exciting interview segments and features inside the zone. For recording artists, you can sing? Well, Inside the Zone, second Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. is for you. Writers, share your story, no man, in From the Author's Zone on third Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Male Zone has unbelievably juicy stories of love, heartbreak, and triumph. 7 p.m. has never been this good. On Mondays, it's news, talk, engaging features at 7 in the Monday Drive. And Center Stage has everyone talking on Thursdays. Be a part of the show. Email me inside the zone nyc@gmail.com or call me 914-304-2592. For 2 days, the 5 o'clock hour is hot on Fit FM 96.7, www.fitfmja.com. Your life, your music with Lady D Denise Gomez inside the zone. Catch me on Monday at 5 p.m. for the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. And on Friday, yes, at 5 p.m. for Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. From abroad to Yaad, Trelawney. The lyrics, I'm on Banya by Pluto Shervington, hit home every time. Our journey to a foreign land has been bittersweet, and as the people, we hold on to our culture no matter what. We're often asked, so would you go back to Yaad to live for good? Which requires an immediate response. Naturally, we may or may not have the answer or refuse to share our plans with anyone, but we think about it every single day. The big question, would you return to Yaad? And if not, why? A Saturday morning runnings, come make we talk.
I could continue jigging to the track, but I know the show has to start. Welcome everyone to Saturday morning runnings. Well, we're there. A lot has been happening across the globe, but you know what? We're going to just rub up with cheek right here now and say we're there, we're there. We are alive and we are grateful. Good morning. Welcome to the show. It's Saturday. Here we have a lot of nostalgic stuff going. So if you're of the mindset that, boy, remember when me used to bathe in a bath pan, or remember when they curry everything like meat, and somebody know who me talking, but we won't call no name. There are just certain things that when we reflect, we can't help ourselves but say, my gosh, but me never really hungry. I me never know me did poor. And we could go down the list. But I tell you something, life good. And so we want to welcome you to the show called Saturday Morning Runnings. How do ladies? I just saw a note popping from how do respond while I get to the note, Janice.
We're good. We're there.
We're good, yeah. We might not perfect, but we're
Right?
good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
There's no such thing as perfection, darling. We have with what we have and what
Exactly.
we
Life, we
experience.
have breath, and thank God, the illness are not anything serious. And
Yeah, we're not string up in the
we just
hospital and all them things
thank
and they
you.
find life
Yes.
support.
Thank you.
Yes.
I went to a facility this week, a rehab facility this week, and every corner of the floors that I've been on, I said, we have a lot. We said we have a lot to be thankful for, because
Yes,
when you
absolutely, Jack.
see how debilitative some of these illnesses can be, and people who look like they're just in their prime, and then suddenly they are now totally dependent on your care.
Yes.
I have to say thank God.
I am telling you, life just whoops in a second. This
Yes.
morning I woke up and what hit me in Facebook was the passing of Hubert Lawrence, one of
Wow.
Jamaica's.
Yes.
When I tell you about a sports analyst who knows sports like the back of him hand, fingertip, everywhere. And
That guy can tell
they
you
found him unresponsive on
numbers.
Friday.
Wow.
And I've known him a very long time. So may his soul rest in peace. There's just a lot
Yes.
going on, but we are not going to stress ourselves here today because we have today.
Yes.
So we're not going to get ourselves bothered. But we want to say welcome to everybody, And here we are this morning. The topic, would you return to Yaad? And when we speak of Yaad, we talk about Jamaica. Yaad could be Venezuela, it could be Honduras, it could be somewhere in the world, anywhere in the world. So where your Yaad is,
Can we come from
we,
North place?
we come from enough place,
Yes.
No,
right?
yes.
We all over everywhere. We there everywhere. We're busy. I do things everywhere. So, but we'd like to welcome you. This morning I saw a message pop in. 2 messages came in to me. Andrea says,
Is she here?
I
Normally
don't know
Andrea would
what's
be.
I'm not sure what's happening. She says she was only getting past episodes. I'm not sure why, but I'm sure
Oh
she'll
wow.
be here soon. But Hermin sent me her note, which I'm gonna post in the group because she can't join us. But I will post her message. And Christine, also Francis, sent me one thing too. So I will post them in the chat so everybody can see. So this is a topic I believe that resonates with a lot of people, and we grapple with whether or not we should.
There's a little background
There
thing
is
going on. I don't know.
there's a
Yeah.
sound. I'm hearing it too.
I'm hearing it too.
Yeah, you hear it when I speak?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not sure why.
That's better. Well, I don't know.
Right. I didn't hear it a while ago. Unplugged it.
Okay.
All right. So we keep moving. Hey. So I just have to pause for a moment to acknowledge Foxy Sherns over here.
Hot like 1,000 pepper seed.
Big issues this morning with this device. But anyway, I'm here. Me there.
Yes, you're there.
Me eyelash.
He's somewhere. Guess who was so early that I have to just pop him up? Ryan.
Right.
Ryan come to school early this morning.
Yes, come to school. And Vera says, good morning, Lady B and friends. Ryan
Good
said, chat
morning.
boat.
River
Chat
come
boat.
down. River come down. So maybe that's why Andrea not here. Andrea would have been here already.
Right. Oh dear.
Oh, Lord.
Ryan says, hey, all my queens look hot.
Thanks.
Mhm,
Yesterday
with the
was Jamaica
papaya.
Day. Hence
Yes.
the Jamaica colors. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. It was so heartwarming to see some of the pictures. Look at Churns. Some of the pictures
Lord.
coming out of Jamaica with the kids, the
Yes.
pride in their
Yeah.
faces, pride on everybody's faces, and it was so wonderful. I enjoyed it. The presentations and so on, because I was home yesterday studying, so
Mhm.
I caught a little bit of that, and it was really nice to see.
Yes. Awesome.
Yes.
So, as we were saying, so our topic this morning, would you return to Yaad? We're inviting all to post the link, someone WhatsApp, Facebook, in your regular messaging and say, hey, come on, come join the show. We would love to have you. May have I hairstyle, all the hair. I yes. so so we want to welcome you here this morning and just share the link. Invite people to come on over. Let's have fun this morning because I know we're gonna have a good time. So here we are. Many of us have immigrated to a foreign country.
And for different reasons.
And for different reasons, of which I'm about to mention. So, it may have been economic. It may have been for you to pursue your studies. It may have been because somebody simply petitioned for you. So you really didn't have a say. You just show up. It may have been because husband filed for you something, or you want to achieve something, you come work the money and you get it now and you're wondering, should I go? Or you're already gone, right? You reach back home. But not many people, really think of it like that. Some people have just come, they have settled wherever they have settled, and that's all they know. And they're going through life every day, living in that country. But for some, they can't wait to leave. They give themselves a time frame. Hey, they give themselves a time frame and say, me I got cut, me I got cut.
Yes.
By
If you know,
There's no mistaking what her answer is, okay?
yes. Some will tell you, no, I don't plan to go back home. I will move to another, state or country, but they really no plan for leave. So you're
right.
not going to beat those people.
No, whatever.
Of course not. So I know Sharon is a yardie. I mean, if she go yard more, we might have to put her in the banana boat,
Yep.
ship her off somewhere. But hey, she is up in it. And
One
some
Yes,
people,
She's a
sirs.
true
yes,
yardie.
way ticket.
one-way ticket. Right. And I know in recent times, which we will discuss so many variables, the driving factor primarily is crime for many. But as we have discussed on this platform, and we read our newsprint every day, both digitally and in paper, that life continues,
Yeah,
right? In your country.
no matter
Yeah.
what's happening.
People are still there living
And
and
thriving.
and, and
Not
thriving.
they are
Yes.
thriving.
Even if we think them are dead for hungry, them look well, them feel well, they
And
just
dress well.
manage what they have
Always happy.
and them just
Always smile.
yeah. So
Yeah.
make we start talk now. So good, a very pleasant good morning to Vibes Master Chris Welby out of
Hey,
Caribbean Vibes
Morning,
Radio
Chris.
Network.
hey, Chris, morning.
All right. So
And
morning, Chris. What did Ryan write here?
And the
When me collect this
collect the
social.
social me I go home.
next we have
Morning, Ralphie. Morning, Ralph. Right. So, what's your take, ladies? And to our audience, please share your nuggets in the post, in the comment section there.
We're not ready to go home yet.
We want you to be as interactive as possible.
Normie.
Mm-hmm.
I am
We're not ready to go home yet.
Right. And that's the
And
that's
a lot
the
of us
honest
is
response.
because we're trying to accumulate a certain amount of
Let us say
finances,
you're
secure
gathering,
our finances,
you're
so
gathering
we
moss.
can.
You're
Yes.
gathering moss.
The moth. Yes, the moss.
Yeah.
So
The moth.
we
Yeah.
can make sure we secure a piece of the rock, because that's one thing I want to always have there, a piece of that rock.
Mm-hmm.
because that's
Yes.
going to stay, that's going to be forever, handed down to generations after generations, hopefully. And
I'm
that's what I want to make sure, or invest in what my mother has down there, our own property, so we can have some place to go back to when we're ready, when that time comes.
Okay, thank you. So here's Sister Duncan, one of my elders from church. She just said, "Good morning, Lady D. I don't ready to go home as yet because all my children are here and my family." There you go. So some people
Right.
wouldn't even have nobody to go back to, pretty much.
Exactly
Mm-hmm.
my point. Exactly my point. She's kind of speaking my language. Personally, it's not something that I've ever really discussed and talk about too much deeper, because I really and truly, to be honest, I love my country, but I don't plan on returning unless I have no choice, unless I'm forced to. I don't plan on, because to me, when you get to a certain age, you have to have a younger generation around you to assist you, to help you. You're gonna need it when you return at certain age. So if you don't return at certain age, it's pointless to me. For me, that's my opinion, to go back and then you're there and you have no assistant, no help, no family members, because most of my siblings are here, and the ones who are there are planning to come here. And I have an experience where my aunt, who passed away 2 years ago, may her soul rest in peace. She was my favorite aunt. She lived in England for years. She went back to Jamaica while I was there, of course. And she bought a beautiful house in Manit. Her and her husband, they had a car, they had everything. But then after they settled down, I came here, and my other cousin, who is a year older than I am, she went back to England as well. So now my aunt was left kind of stranded, because she had us there as younger nieces who would be able to assist her, help her, just do stuff for her on her behalf. But then we left, and so she was left there. So when she got to a certain age and she could manage any more pain that she was heavy set to, she ended up going back to England to her kids, because all of her kids were still living in England. So she had to return to England. So she ended up selling the house and parting with all her belongings, and went going back to England. So it was kind of hard. So when you get to a certain age, I don't know if returning home, where, especially if you don't have family members there, is the answer. And that's my opinion. Everyone else has a different opinion, but that's just me.
Right. Got you. Got you. And I
Right.
think that's what happens. I remember I was at a beauty salon years ago, and as I sat next to a lady, I heard her accent, but it was mixed, So I said, "Are you Caribbean?" Because we don't want to say Jamaican.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "I'm Jamaican. I came here when I was, like she said, 11." And
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Okay." And I said, we were just talking, because I don't practice asking people when last you go home. That I once
Mm-hmm.
do. A lot,
no.
a lot of people like to do it,
Ask that, yes.
considering how some people come and all of that. It's not always the right approach.
Right.
As
Yes,
I
it's not
was talking,
ethical.
I'm very cognizant of that. So as I'm talking to her, she said, "And I haven't been back in a long time because all my family are here." And so we just spoke. So she not go Jamaica, because to her, she no need to go.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's the pristine beach or the white sand, all of that she not even remember much, because she left so early in life and
Yes.
So young,
built
yes.
her life here. So,
Yeah.
there's
I've met people like that who have never been
Mhm.
back.
who have never been back. Yeah.
Yes.
So that we understand. Let's pause for a moment. It's 26 minutes after 10 o'clock, and we'll want to welcome you to Saturday morning runnings. Would you return to Yaad? Now, I'd like to say hi. Andrea did get through, so she's here with us. Morning,
School
Drea.
car a long time, Andrea.
Oh,
You
dear.
live.
School bell, innit? Your school bell a ring.
Yes. So, Charles says, "Morning, morning, family. Glad to see you all again."
Glad to see you too, Charlie.
Ryan says, "We are go Mexico, get one old lady, take her to
And take her to Jamaica.
Hey,
Good for
hey,
you.
hey. Oh, Lordy.
Take her hold her hand. Can't you hold, you have to
Ryan.
go hold her hand.
So, morning, Suzette. Is that my cousin I'm looking at? Yes, that is so right. It is hard to find someone to help when needed. Yeah, when you get older. Betty says, "Good morning, ladies on the panel." Sure.
Morning, Betty, love.
Mhm.
We said, good morning, Betty.
Betty, yes,
Betty
Good
with
morning,
another
Daddy.
love.
yes. Betty says, "Me going back after all."
How you, Betty? How you, girl? But you know
Mhm.
what? Going back home. Well, I came here with the mindset to go back.
Hmm.
While coming, I am planning my going back, and that's almost 40 years ago. So for me, this has always been a thing. It's not overnight, all of a sudden, which it don't really matter when you make
Right.
up your mind. However,
Right.
Hmm.
there is a way to do it. You have some people who come here and they have relinquished all ties. Them,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
them
Yes.
no ties on a yard. Them maintain nothing. Sometimes you have people, them even their land get confiscated because they don't pay the
Uh-uh.
taxes. Them no hook up with a cousin. Them no have a friend, a cat, a dog, or a rat for say, hey,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
and they come here or wherever they go. And I'm not casting blame or passing judgment because everybody,
Right.
I've known persons, I think, well, I've known a few people who came here fleeing, running
Mm-hmm.
away, wanting to save their life. So people like that definitely not going back. One good friend of mine, she literally could not go back until her abusive spouse had died.
Aye.
Jesus have
Wow.
mercy.
Spent umpteen years here. I mean, she's still here. Now she's a retired person and stuff, but she tell me can't go back. And just like Lady D says, it's not good to just ask people when last you go home because how I found
Hmm.
it, somebody had asked her and she said, I can't go because she had to run away from the man. He was going to kill her. He literally, well, I don't want to get off topic, but it was not a pretty situation.
Right.
So she literally waited. She told me on the side, she said, I'm waiting till he pass because she didn't
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
God
Wow.
that hunt her down. And anyway, so some people flee because of their life. And of course, they're not going back because of bad memories and all of
Mm-hmm.
that stuff.
Hmm.
And some people maintain no ties at all. They
Yes.
don't even go home on vacation. They
Mm-hmm.
go to other places and all that. And that is their prerogative. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's a decision to be taken lightly because if you turn around now and you have no family members, you have no close friends, you don't remember no neighbor, you don't know anything. To get up and say you're
Hmm.
going back would not be wise because things and
No.
have changed.
Have changed. Yes.
yes.
Right.
So
Things
My
have
much.
changed.
yeah, but you know what is happening a lot now? There are a lot of foreigners,
Hmm.
including here, and may I say, especially from here, who are now making Jamaica their home
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
because they
Yes.
have
I'm seeing that.
yeah, because you see, remember back in the day, people were waiting until 65 and 70 to retire. So by the time they retire,
Right.
this complication set in, they're
Mm-hmm.
incapacitated to some degree, they need extra help, nobody not their own. Because
Right.
so the people grow up, people take them stand, they have their own families, you can't dictate what they do. So you have from foreigners from here, even the ones who are young, 30. I'm a part of an expat group, and it's people from here. I'm talking about people born here. No, 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 Jamaica only went on a couple of vacations, and it's not just Jamaica. It's
Love it and
largely,
all.
yeah, it's largely Jamaican, but it's not only Jamaican. But they're going back in droves, and some of them are like 40 something
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
because
Yeah.
they can
40 some years is a good age to go because then you still have a lot of life and energy. So you can
yes,
Yes.
enjoy what's around. Yeah.
And one thing that's working in their advantage too is the era of work from home. I
Yes.
right,
know a few
Yes.
people who it doesn't matter where they are in this world, they can do their jobs. I
Mm-hmm.
know
right,
a young lady
Right.
right now, she's in Jamaica and that's where she lives and she works from there and her job is here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
that's a big
I
advantage.
have
They're
an
living
in-law
the
like
life
that
of the
too.
island and they're also earning, their US
it's just
income.
dollars.
Mhm.
There,
Yeah.
there are several US based companies that have locations in Jamaica.
Yes.
And they're working for these companies and so on. So
Mhm.
it's a process. It's not an overnight thing. Even if it's your desire to do so, it is a process. You have to set up yourself certain kind of way to know
Exactly.
that when
Right.
you go, then this is it. You know what I mean? But
So,
Exactly.
yeah,
yes, there is
that,
a matter of trust, as I see Andrea just posted here. Here, meaning in Barbados, she's Jamaican living in Barbados. Here, some people don't know who to trust. And that is also a big, big problem.
Issue.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
People have moved overseas and they over time had built relationships with some people. They trust them more than anything else, but it's not reciprocated. And so if they decide to enter into some transaction of sorts, whether it's a car, a house, land, property, development, anything at all, even to just put $20 into a bank account, especially
Mm-hmm.
if they are not in the digital space.
oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
There are
Right.
some people who will tell you to this day they do not have no um they don't have digital platforms. They are not doing any direct deposit, none of that
Is it?
they
Yes.
have. So if they're still going through the manual system of going to send
Yes.
off money through some remittance company or something, here is somebody who you trust to receive all these monies for you, maybe even to
Mm-hmm.
To put
sign
in your
on
bank
your
account.
behalf. It depends on what your transaction is.
right.
And people have literally swindled them.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Some
Yeah.
people have lost
Yes.
their minds
yeah,
because they
Yeah.
go home. Andrea shared the story with the man in Barbados.
Mm-hmm.
Go home to nothing.
yeah.
Absolutely. When he thought there was
Wow.
house and something, nothing. So it I'll go over to the behooves. It
Yeah.
behooves us.
Oh my God. I just thought about it and you say it.
That means somebody said
Great man think alike.
So so in the words of Stearns, it behooves
It
us
behooves us.
to really be informed. Go
yes.
through
Yes.
go through the right channel
Mm.
Channels.
to
Yes.
get
And do not be
information.
bewildered.
When you go through it, right.
That, that's audit. We don't see her. The audit is the bewildered lady. But it's true.
You know?
A lot of them just get up, do things because they know people. And we have had segments here on the show. Natasha from VM was here sharing some
Yes.
unfortunate experiences that people have encountered. And I
Right.
don't think we still learn. There's always
You
somebody
know,
who's going to trust somebody even more. So 1 minute max. Let me just read the
okay.
note here. So
Yeah.
Christine says, Morning. I would, but the world is big. And there are so many other countries in which my lineage lingers. So I should go live in these places as well. I have spent many years in Jamaica. Let's see all other places where our people are, I guess, from.
True.
So
Good idea.
that is her input. And
Mm-hmm.
Herman had sent me a note which I posted here. And Herman says, won't be on the program, but my answer is a resounding yes in capital letters.
There's
Me,
hers. Me
Wow.
and girl.
she said, me still love Yaad, and that's why me go home every year. Remember, say me just a come back. So she just returning. Hey, all right, let's come
Very
on.
good.
So Charles says, returning home is very difficult with all the changes. I could tell you. I just came back from home this morning, went to take care of some business. Thank God had one of my children to help me. All right. This is Lavina.
Joanna, good morning. I'm going
Lovey
back
from
home.
church. Lovey say good morning. I going back home. And she
Nice.
also says, when I retire, well, it is that next year, because that's another issue, you know. Many
Yeah.
people are waiting for retirement And then
Mm-hmm.
before you know it, I will leave the unspoken.
Right.
Uh,
But in the preparation, because what is happening, I am preparing. And
Right.
like I said, I'm a part of a expat group. And these are, expats we know are people who lived abroad and they are now coming back and made another place home and they're coming
Right.
to learning. And they have formed a community. That means when you get there, you are already a part of this community. So you know who is
Mm-hmm.
who, there is what, how to get services. So although you will be in Jamaica, because you obviously are gonna still have some ties because I have essentially lived here longer than I've lived in Jamaica. You know what I mean?
right.
I've lived here
Okay.
twice as long as I've lived in Jamaica. So there is
Just a moment, Sharon. Ladies, could you mute? Let me see something. There is,
a scratching. Yeah.
yes, I don't know if it's on the phone, your phone, if you're using your phone and your microphone is picking up or what have you. Continue, Sharon.
Yeah, so I'm saying that so there's an expat group, and this group, everybody has the same thing in common because either they left Jamaica or left somewhere else and came here and lived, or they lived here, they're brand new to the Caribbean, but they have been going on vacation, they fell in love with the food, the culture, the people, everything, and now they're living there. It's a community, it's an entire community. They have events, they help you to find services. There's a whole real estate portion to it. If you're looking to buy, to lease, to rent, they help you with money transfer and banking. They help you with if you had property here that you're still maintaining while you move. It runs the gamut of whatever you may need. So that's a whole source of, like I said, to do it. You can't just uproot after so many years and say, "Oh, let me go back." You're completely oblivious to what has taken place in your
Mhm.
absence. You can't have a successful move like that. But these people, and the lady who started it, coincidentally, she is an American. She fell in love with Jamaica many years ago. She's a retired teacher and she moved down there and she's doing so much. You would be surprised. And she turned around and she said, "Look, this is where life is. If you're retiring on a certain amount of income from here, you really cannot live a quality of life here. Some people are not able to live any great quality of life here on Social Security and a small pension. Give,
Right.
given how everything goes up, cost of living. But when you think about the exchange rate and what you can get in the Caribbean, not to mention the food, the fresh air, the weather, when you get older, we don't want to be in snow and bad conditions. That's the place to be. And the community is growing at a rapid
Right.
pace,
Mhm.
very rapid pace. Any question you have, they
Mhm.
address it. If you want to put down a garden or buy something or you lost your charger for your device, whatever. I mean, it's a popping group. And I forget how many, I think it's like over 200 and something thousand people are in there now.
Mhm.
So she had to break it up in three. So the
Really?
one
Wow.
the one group is now in three, and then some of them, I don't want to take up too much time, but some of them have businesses that they want to take down there, and some of them want to do a little business while they're there. So now it's
Mhm.
branching out to three, and it is very, very exciting. So there's a way to do it. I
Mhm.
personally would never want to live here for the rest of my life under no circumstances whatsoever.
Point
But just
taken.
me. That's just me.
Yes. Thanks, Sharon. And of course, you know, I like this platform because not only are we reminiscing about the good old days, but we also discuss very practical issues and share important information with our audience.
Yes.
Because, truth be told, we might all think that we're Jamaicans and we are Bajans and so on, but there are some bits and pieces of relevant information that we really don't tap into. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And we make uninformed decisions that come back to hurt us badly.
Bite us.
To
Yes.
be, to be informed.
Lady D.
Go ahead, Max.
Okay. You were touching on the point of banking and having access to digital banking and stuff like that. And the point I wanted to make, just this week, I got a letter from Scotiabank because we have a joint account there, Norman and I. And they sent me a letter. When it came in the mail, I was like, wow, a letter from Jamaica. When I get a letter from Jamaica, I always get excited. And they sent me the letter for me to tell me to update my personal information online, which I've never gone online to look at the account. So I went online and I logged in and I updated and saw what their balance was. And I said to myself, I wonder how many other people are able to do that. Have money in the bank in Jamaica and ask family members to look and check to see how much money you have and send them the statement and stuff like that. So having access to online banking in your backyard in our home is very, very important. They don't have to ask Joe and your cousin John to go check and tell you, and they take out the money you don't even know. You should have connection for yourself, access to things like that. So that's the point I wanted to make.
Yeah, you have to keep some skin in the game. You can't just gone and all of a sudden you're coming back, because your mind have the same, you have the same mind. Came here in the 70s, 80s, and maybe late 60s, whatever, and you have that mindset. Same how the world is moving on. Jamaica is moving on same way.
Same way, I know.
Growing by leaps and bounds.
Yes.
And services you can get there, you miss nothing. When you're here, you miss absolutely nothing. Amazon now is doing door delivery if you're in the corporate area and all that stuff. You have other access. So there's nothing you're missing. And you know what, to the lady, shout out to Misty. She said the reason why, she said, being born here and then going on vacation, she said when she got off the plane and she looked around and saw so many people looking like her in positions of authority, she said so attached immediately. She was admitted to her hotel, at the time.
One moment. Jackie, yes, thanks. Go ahead, Sharon.
Yeah, so she said, because we all know the whole racism card. You know what I mean? Some of us have come here and getting called out our names and all that stuff and being classed certain kind of ways. You're a citizen of this country, but you're looked upon as you're not first class citizen. Sometimes you're not even looked upon as second class citizen and all that stuff. And she said she went to Jamaica and saw the prime minister is her color, this minister of so is your color, the person in the bank, she said she felt such a pride.
Yes.
Now you don't have all of this other baggage, and she felt a part of it. And she said that cemented it for her, and she just uprooted and planted herself in Jamaica, and she's doing fantastic.
Welcome, everyone. If you're tuning in, of course, would you return to Yaad? Where is Yaad for you? That's the question we're asking this morning, and we're enjoying the conversation. And, of course, the comments are coming in. Ralph says, Yaad bound for the platinum years. Glory and praise to the great Lord for his many blessings. Yaad, me say, you are forward. Here we go.
Here we go.
Andrea says, unsure if I would. She says, unsure if I would. I love home, and that's Jamaica. Food, worship, but she not sure. Now, Lovey says, and Lady D, it's not just him alone. Other people spend their money and build home too and go home to see empty land. And that turns some of them off. Charles says, as we think about returning, we also have to think about the medical system. That is so true. Chris is acknowledging yes to all of the above.
Yes.
Good morning, Keisha Martin. I had a fabulous interview with Keisha on Thursday. She's up for the Young Gifted and Black Award. Yes, she's up for the Young Gifted and Black Award on the 28th of this month. So we had a great conversation. Chris says, I definitely returning, of course. Yes, yeah. Lovey says, I love what Sherry say. I don't plan to live in this country. Yes, ma'am. Chris is giving himself 5 more years. I'm on my way.
All right, Chris. We buck up, Chris. Holla.
Holla at your girl.
There's one thing I want to say though. Even a lot of time, even though when some of or those of us who are not planning on returning, it's also still very important to have resources because you never know. And that's why I said I'm not
Girl,
planning, but in the same breath, I do have resources.
yes,
I have plenty of property back home. There's we have both on both my side, Norman side and my side. We have
Any river
house and
run
we
through
have
the property?
property. So it's really and truly important to have property, to have something just in case. So we can't just be living here and feeling relaxed and say, this is it. You still need to have property, whether it be piece of land or house with land or house alone or whatever it is. It's
Yes,
important to have resources there.
a piece of
Money
that
and
rock.
house and land.
A piece
Important
of
because
that
you
rock.
never know when you
yes.
have to jump up and go. Yes. Well, I have a lot of that. So that's
Let
not
me
an issue for me.
let me piggyback with you with that, Max. Not because so some people will say them now go back because
Hmm.
some of us who grew up in the rural areas, everywhere is getting developed these days. Some places more faster than other places, obviously, but
Right.
some people you don't. I tell people all the time, you don't have to go back where you come from. You
No.
don't have to go back where you come from. If you come from Free Hill, you not have to go back at Free Hill. You can't go down the road.
No, no. That's why I asked Max if any river run through the property there.
Just
Hey.
love the Free Hill. That's why me I jump
Yes,
on you.
river run through part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you don't have to because they're making great developments now. You have people who are concerned about safety, security, help, and so on. They are now building developments that is being built to cater to persons who have been abroad for years and who have gotten used to a specific way of life.
Yes, yes.
Living. Yes.
making
Mm-hmm.
they're making
Mm-hmm.
condos now.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing, of course, years ago they started doing gated communities. So have that. That's why I say your mindset have to change. No, because you have
Mm.
piece of land wrong there. So have to come back up a Timbuktu, go build one taku
Yes.
because they
You
come
can't
from.
sell it and buy it somewhere else. Yeah.
Yes.
You can left it legacy. And then you just buy one little nice little cottage in one of the gated places. That simply means say you're not
Hmm.
money to you look a rascal brother we're gone with the money and see nothing bill. When you have very good real estate agents that you can hook up with. And if for God's sake, if you're doing these things, get yourself a flight, go down there, go look for yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't
Exactly.
Yeah.
did
Hmm.
like six,
Mm-hmm.
7, 10 years, you are saying and us. No, you don't have to go back where you come
Mm-hmm.
from. They're building these homes now with every amenity. Them are building near beach where you can have private beach if you're in the complex. They're
Mm-hmm.
building with swimming pool, the units. Them if you get on a site that does Jamaican real estate, your mouth would drop open to see
Yeah,
these.
I know. I've seen it.
Yes.
You have
Mm-hmm.
I've
your
seen it. Even my
Mm-hmm.
little, even
your
if when you go to places like
husband.
Mandeville is so developed. So
Oh
many beautiful homes there.
yeah,
So
but
many, even my little district. When I
mhm,
went home in June of last year, and when I saw the type of homes in my district, I was like, wow,
you're shocked.
Mm-hmm.
beautiful homes,
Yeah.
nice homes. I mean, not talk about
Mm-hmm.
not chaka chaka nothing.
No,
Real beautiful
even
homes, well
family,
done up.
they're making 3 family homes, 2 family homes with
Yes.
the same setup like here. And then on the newest one that's coming on stream now is over in Portland because they just made this major highway that takes you from Kingston. They said if you leave out from the airport at Kingston or to Harborview, they saw you're in Portland in 20 minutes. And all those lands that were just left virgin, just sitting there, they are building on them now, and they are attracting. I think they said the prime minister was out there doing some ribbon cutting last.
Yes. A few months back.
Right. And
Mm-hmm.
they're saying there's and a lot of British people now buying out there and all of that stuff because they're saying the whole phase one is already finished.
Mm-hmm.
Already finished because with the ease you have now with moving back and forth and
Mm-hmm.
the prices and they said the prices for these units are going to keep going up and up and up, so you can go to one nice gated place somewhere that is luxurious and yet affordable for you coming
Mm-hmm.
into the foreign
Mhm.
exchange,
Yeah.
so you can, avoid all of the problem you get when you beg sisters so or cousins so do something for you and them abscond with your money.
Yeah. And
When it
again,
is,
we can't put 1 second, Jack. I'll hand over to you in a minute. We
that's
can't push enough to go through the right source,
Right.
Yes.
because there are a lot of people who just get caught up into what they hear, who pass
Sensational.
up,
Yes.
aha,
True.
who the
Yeah.
village lawyers, who
Oh, yeah.
passing on the information to you. You have
very
to
wrong
may
information.
always say pay attention to people now, because
Yeah.
the ones who are passing on the information to you, they either have something you can look at to see what exactly have they done for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you can't show me your fruit,
Hello.
Eh.
No,
then
but
we're
that let me hear say so and
hey,
said that one they said they
him
hear say
so.
so. Because it's all twisted and by the time it get to you it barely goes up.
Okay,
I'm just,
same way. It
just
is ten ten.
A couple things that kind of deter me sometimes from thinking of going back home, like say right away or within a few years, is healthcare and the justice system. Those two things
Me
are
too.
important to me, and I think because it hit home, for me in it twice in those areas, and it still has not been resolved where the healthcare system, you can get good healthcare, and people treating you with respect when you go into a hospital facility per se, or even to a clinic. And there are certain things that's not in place that I would expect to be in place. I lost my brother in a motor vehicle accident years ago, and there was no justice for him. And people, who were wrong for doing what they did, then buy out the case, and people threatening people to kill people and all that, stuff like that. There was no recourse for justice for him. So those two things for me are important, and they need to work on that.
Well, I
Jackie,
believe.
I totally agree with you. I especially on the healthcare part because I have not had any bad experience, thank God. But my sister-in-law, who was planning and had it in her head that she has to go back to Jamaica to live for various reasons because she has health challenges too. And she went there the year before last and spent a whole month, 2 months, not a whole month, 2 months, just to put her feelers out there and see how things operate and how things are going. And she unfortunately got sick and then ended up in the hospital, and she was very disappointed in terms of the care that she received. The care was very, very, not good, and the cost was something else. So she just kindly had to come back to America, and she swear God knows, yeah, so she has to stay. She ain't going back there
Mhm,
to live. The idea of going there to live again is out of her head
mhm,
based on the experience she had in the health system, in the healthcare system. So that
right.
is one of my concerns too. I have another sister-in-law who's building a house there right now. And to be honest, I'm worried about her going there because of what the other sister experienced. Because as I said earlier on in the show, when you get to a certain age, you need certain facilities, certain kind of help around you. And to me, the health industry in Jamaica is not up to par where it should be. I have not experienced it myself, but I've heard stories, and I've heard from my sister-in-law herself. So, that's one of my concerns too, the health industry in general.
Mhm,
right. Nothing is ever going to be 100%
100%.
I know
when
Yeah.
God
that, and I don't expect that,
says
but
everything, we achieve perfection, and that is always a little sticky point with everybody because being here, some people, well, obviously the healthcare is completely different. I know that well, moving back might not be an option for some people because some people have a lot of maladies. Them have this wrong with them, that. Know what's
Right.
down that. Nobody not buy sickness on themselves. But if you are,
True.
let me just say delicate. If you're delicate and you have certain medical needs, unless you have money, because they're building or they have built several private hospitals. They
So
have built several private hospitals in and around Montego Bay. And if you have your money, you said you go on there, you get your care.
that's
But
where
if
I
you
was going.
if you go down there and
Mm-hmm.
you don't have much resources
Mm-hmm.
and you have to now go into the public hospital, you have to remember that Jamaica is still a third world country,
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we have Medicare, Medicaid, we have this, we have that. You don't have that. And also, what expats are doing, a part of the community, what they're doing, although they have left here and other places and have gone to Jamaica, they keep their doctors here.
Mm-hmm.
And they make up their mind that once a year or twice a year, they take a quick trip and they come and get their once over, them all over, check up. They might take them a week or whatever. They make the appointments from there. They even have services if you're on maintenance drugs. They ship you your medicine on a monthly basis so you can keep taking whatever you're taking. And also you keep your doctors here and you come and get your checkup or you go back home. So if you
Yes,
know your
yes, because
situation,
my mother does that. She can't wait to go
Right.
back to our yard. She like to be in our
you,
community things and all of that. And like you mentioned, sharing it with the meds and all that maintenance meds. A lot of people who have gone to Jamaica to live like that, they have come off a lot of their meds because of the environment
Mm.
and less stress
It's
better
and
different.
stuff.
Yes.
better health with the environment and the fresh air, the
Mm-hmm.
foods you're going all organic. You can't get your greens, you can't go outside, get the sunshine, you can't stop take your vitamin D pills and things of that nature. So it's a toss up. You
Yes.
have to
Yes.
weigh the
It
odds and
is.
right, based on your lifestyle, based on your needs and whatever you want for yourself. It may be a yes, it may be a no.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just what it is. We're not pushing it down anybody's throat. We all have our
Yes.
own, and thank
Own
God we can
opinion. To each his own.
actually flat in first.
Absolutely. All right. It's a minute to 11. Stay with us. We'll be right back. It's Saturday morning runnings.
The lyrics, I'm on Banya by Pluto Shervington, hit home every time. Our journey to a foreign land has been bittersweet, and as the people, we hold on to our culture no matter what. We're often asked, so would you go back to Yaad to live for good? Which requires an immediate response. Naturally, we may or may not have the answer or refuse to share our plans with anyone, but we think about it every single day. The big question, would you return to Yaad? And if not, why? A Saturday morning runnings, come make we talk.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Saturday morning runnings. Great conversation. And of course, the input from our audience as well. We want to thank you for participating. So let me go back over here. So, Charles, it says, I just saw yesterday how long people had to wait to see the doctor, and that's in her country. Then Ryan says, I'm with you, Jackie and Max. I say that every day, nothing in Jamaica for seniors. Um, I'll go back to that. All they need is your money. Okay. They can keep all the beach and the beauty. All right then. And he says that they're building highways, but they should be building health facilities. She says, and I'm talking about in Barbados, my heart hurts. Yes, ma'am. So, alrighty, then what is this right here now? In the Prime Minister China coming, building roads, the Prime Minister need to have people coming down, better health care also, not just roads, and to build highways. So here the thing. Um, with the people are moving back to their homeland. And believe it or not, they're moving back there in droves. And not many of them are going back to live where they come from.
Precisely.
So that's one big thing. And one, if they are moving back with their money, but not with the physical property that they have built, then it is likely they are going to want to move into a more upscale community. Because if their lifestyle dictates that, they're not going to go below how they want to live. With healthcare, we know that every day you see, for those of us who are tracking news from where we come from, every day there is a little bit of something new being introduced.
Right.
Because you're talking about healthcare is not something that you just whip into shape like that, you know. There are so many variables to consider. If you're talking about a physical location, the hospitals that are already there, they are upgrading most of them. Because if you're going to build a hospital, the location has to make sense. How people get to these facilities. It's not just about putting up a building. You have to figure out, is there a functional what you call the smaller ones again, healthcare center.
And stuff.
If there is a thriving healthcare center operating, it is not likely they are going to go drop bam a hospital near to that, because people are able to commute
Right.
more easily. You're talking about people having to call 119, which when you do call them, there may be something wrong why they don't get there in time. Many of us live in countries now where when you say 911, is almost like you wonder if they flew. Because they get there so quickly. So you have to think about it in a systematic way in terms of how are these things going to be implemented? Who is going to benefit?
There's some moving parts to it.
What kind of healthcare center hospital we want to put up here? So, because some places you go, they only deal with heart, they only deal with kidney, right? So many things you have to think about, but they are upgrading most of the hospitals. It is taking them a while because to move around the money, all these different ministries, and the ministries trickle down to the local government. You and I, if we understand anything about how we civics and how we country run, so it's not a whip. It's not. I mean, get that.
You don't just go flying off at the mouth and say,
no.
Them not happen. Remember, you came to America or you went to Canada or the UK or wherever you went. Those are first world countries. They're already made. That's stuff in place. You go there, you get acclimated to it, you get used to it. That's what you want. That's what you. But that don't mean you're gonna level it down on your country where you come from by saying, "Oh, them don't have it." But I mean, especially if their progress is a must.
Yes.
Sometimes we go at a fast pace, sometimes we go at a slower pace. But also, like I was saying, you have to set up yourself in such a way that if you're going back, don't go back and have some resources of your own. If you have a certain you have a heart condition or you have arthritis or you have whatever, have some kind of resource to address that in the event you have an attack of sorts, whatever your ailment might be. Don't just blame it on the. It's like the young lady that had that fallout in the airport the other day.
Right.
And for those of us who saw the unfortunate event, some of us concluded what had occurred differently. The government here, based on her report, had it that she had a mental breakdown. And local
Mm-hmm.
people were there said, no man, the girl did upon something X, Y, and Z.
You guys
But
ain't got some more.
still, but right now, still, the US decided based on what she reported when she came back, they decided, okay, Jamaica don't have a healthcare system that is organized enough to deal with persons who are having mental breakdown of the magnitude that she had. Because certain things we still not have certain things that are here in terms of the opioid crisis. So therefore, if somebody is on any of these drugs here that thank God are not prevalent in our Caribbean countries,
Mm-hmm.
we can't no one say, well, them we have that. Them it's a new thing, they're not used to it. And someone
Yes, because they don't experience those kind of things. Yeah.
exactly, it's a new thing for them.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go now. So Josephine, hey mom,
Uh,
says
uh,
amen to every word that Shirley
Auntie.
said. Keep your doctors here and live in Jamaica. That's me. That's right, mom. The healthcare system broke down so badly over the years that it's monumental task to get it back on par. I remember there was a time when people leave America and come to Jamaica for surgery. That is quite true. Some go down for dental work
oh yeah.
as well.
Mm-hmm. People
And
still
for
do that.
Oh
People
and for
still
yes,
go
their
for
eye
the
dental
care.
work
dental
there.
part is still good because I know people
Yes.
leave from here and went to
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica. I give you a story. My son's godmother and I and my son we went down when my sister was getting married, and we're heading from the airport. She had just put in like I don't remember what you call it, like a partial
Okay.
from
Mm-hmm.
here, like the week before, and
Implant?
on her, huh?
Implant?
No, it wasn't implant.
Partial.
A
Right. So
partial.
she was just getting used to it. And when we left the airport, my brother stopped at this place and we forced to get food. The food was so good. So she took the thing out and she never remembered that she had it. She wrapped it up in some tissue paper and
And so,
throw it with it and the bone them and everything.
God,
Oh
no,
dear.
that's too much.
No, the wedding is in
Are you
two
kidding me?
days.
Oh gee.
The wedding is in 2 days. So when no, about 3 days. So when we got to the villa, whatever, we headed out to St. Anne's Bay to find a dentist. We found a dentist, and the is a well-known dentist in St. Anne's Bay. She got
Oh
her
yeah.
stuff done, pick it up the following like 2 days later. It was done quickly. And let me
yeah,
tell you something. I think she have that thing till now, and it's been well, was it 12 years or nearly 15 years or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Because it
Awesome.
was
Yeah.
done
Nice.
so well. It
Mm-hmm.
fitted much better than the one that she had in. So
The one
luckily,
before.
it
Yeah.
went away with the bones.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I tell you, that is a plus. And our friend
Mm-hmm.
Mark just got his glasses done. Everything, he got everything done. It was sent to Jamaica. It was done in Jamaica and sent back to him.
You see
And
that?
it's
Same stuff.
nice. So those
Mm-hmm.
things definitely
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
you
yeah,
know what?
is
Everywhere,
a plus.
everywhere has their good and their bad, and their indifference. So
yeah. That's right.
yes,
Absolutely.
everything ain't gonna be perfect. There's no perfection anywhere
Mm-hmm.
except for with the
So
Almighty One.
Sure did.
hold up your shirts.
That's all I'm saying.
And one of the things too, so we talk about healthcare, right? We talk about where will we live when we go there. But we also have to talk about what skill sets do we have. So are we planning to go back there when we retire? So fine. Um, can you be a consultant for anything
There you go.
in any
Because
area?
retirement, yeah.
Mhm.
Retirement now is not putting your hands and fold your hand and sit down and say,
There you
oh,
go.
hanging it up.
Yeah.
Retire pretty much
Retire.
out of a whole new career. All that is at your pace. That's what I have
It's,
found out.
yep. It's
That's
not
what I
just about
found out.
going to plant the garden
Yeah,
anymore. People are still going back there and offering their services.
right. Yes, right.
Yes, because that's the only way you're gonna keep abreast of what's going on, in your life and in other people's life and what's going on in the country that you're residing in. You have to stay involved. It's really very important. It also
Yes.
keeps you young mentally and physically. So
Exactly.
there's no sitting around and say, "Oh, I'm retired. I'm just gonna sit on a rocking chair in the veranda and rock." No, do something other than just gardening. Do something. Get involved in the community, and if you want to get involved in government affairs too, you have to fix
Yes.
something so that when you look back, you can say, "Okay, I was a part of that project," and feel good about yourself.
Right. Yeah, the knowledge you are and the skill set and the experience that you have acquired abroad, just like how many of us leave Jamaica with certain skill sets and we came here and enhanced this country. We put our hands and hearts in, and we played a great role and contributed to society in a positive way here. You can't comparison and do the same thing when you go back. It's not
Indeed.
just go back and see
Absolutely.
me here I come, see me here, cater to me. That's not not cutting a dash. You go back and you say, okay, where can I fit in? And like I said, be informed. Even the US consulate, they have a thing. You can call them and say, look, I'm a returning resident. I need to get abreast of what's happening. This
Yes.
is the area, and they have a ton of information that they can give you and steer you in the right direction. It's
Absolutely.
no man is an island. You don't stand alone. You go down and you go down
No.
informed. And thank God for the digital platforms and so we have. You can do anything from there. I remember in the pandemic, my daughter was so happy to because she teaches, and she was, the kids had virtual, and she literally was sitting on the beach teaching, and one of them said, "Oh, what a nice backdrop." One of the she said, "No, no, I'm for real. This is right where I am." And they couldn't. They thought it was a, like a fake backdrop you put up.
Right. Uh-huh. Yeah.
And
Green
when
screen.
yeah, when the virtual thing platform was taken down and was back, they had to go back in person. She was not a happy camper. But she got us, several months. Her and the children got several months of being able to finish school at 3 and go on a beach, go and finish your day, come back and do certain things. Have to put on a winter jacket and all that kind of stuff. It was wonderful.
A couple of
So guess who
yes.
popped in, who we have not seen for a little while?
Oh
My
Oh,
wow!
girl,
Hortense.
my girl Princess.
Oh, she's
Hortense.
multitasking.
Yes, that's Princess right there.
Sorry,
So,
girl.
Yes, Horton.
howdy, Princess. So good to see you. We understand, but
Good morning,
you're getting the show
Hortons.
live and Princess.
Live
Yes,
and direct.
Van
yes.
Dyke.
She said, really enjoying and learning things I never knew about retiring in Jamaica and what in place. See, then,
Let me tell you something too. Oh, go ahead.
all
If
right.
you
So mom says, Sharnet, money is a problem. Everybody think the grass is always greener on the other side.
Oh yeah.
Same so.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
listen,
no matter how much you move back with, if nothing is coming in, like in any principle of money, if you're putting out and nothing coming back in,
Let's go run dry.
that's
Of
going to be
course.
a
yeah.
problem.
Absolutely. That goes without saying.
But I see so many, like you said, foreigners, people who have gone to Jamaica and realize, how beautiful it is and they want to enjoy it. Even this morning, my sister shared something with me. I was looking at this young lady. She's from Cuba and she has lived in Jamaica for 22 years. And
Mhm.
she built some lovely cabins up in Portland, up in the bush of Portland, like right at the edge of the Blue Mountain. And you wouldn't believe, I'm saying, where is this? I never knew these places were in Jamaica. So people were asking her if she got help from the government. She said, no, me not get no help. from anybody. She said she was in Jamaica for 10 years struggling. And she said she banned her belly just like that. She said she banned her belly and saved her money. And now she buy this property up in the bushes. And let me tell you something. It is a sight to see. Beautiful.
And
Yeah.
she's earning from it.
Yes, because it's on Airbnb and it's fully off the grid. Everything is solar, and it's like you're going up in the hills, in the bushes, underneath the canopy of the bushes with the trees and the greenery around you, and it's like you're in an oasis somewhere out in some place that you wouldn't think is Jamaica. I don't know.
The perfect hideaway.
Beautiful.
And
So
a
people are
the
enjoying
island, that kind of experience, they want to be off the grid.
yeah,
There's practically nowhere in Jamaica you can go right now. And see foreigners just walking around. They're going down they're going down to the resort and staying on the resort the whole time and coming from airport to resort, from resort back to airport. Unfortunately, sir, most how we are do it. Most how we are do it. Foreigners them out there, them backpacking it. You see them all on a patty shop, then they behind you in a line. And what the patty and
Yes.
cocoa. They're living the
yes,
yeah,
yes. They wanna experience the authentic
Yes, they
life.
want to experience it.
Yeah,
Yes, they
exactly.
really want to.
You have people here who have migrated and they make it look like the people are going to snatch you off of the street if you
exactly.
go outside. That's
I'm sure that
that
if I
is
may
how,
say,
yeah. And you
if
know
I may
what?
say,
Nah, go ahead.
when I
Go
was
ahead.
working with the tourist board, no, when I was working with the tourist board, there was a not the tourist board, TPDCO, and TPDCO worked alongside tourist board, and there was this what we call a SET, sustaining the environment and tourism program, and a part of that was encouraging those people you mentioned, the backpackers and the campers and so on, to come and enjoy ecotourism. So that's why they wanted to preserve the ecosystem and the environment. So people who come with that kind of like that, they want to experience that kind of experience, they can
Yeah.
experience. And at that time some people couldn't see where they were going with it, because
Uh,
when we used to go around with the whole program to the schools, because in order for it to continue and to build into
Sustainable.
something
Yes.
more viable and
right.
sustainable, you have to start from teaching the kids, the young ones, what we're
Right.
trying to get to. And when
Right.
we were doing those things,
Absolutely.
going into the different schools, people were asking us where that was going. Well, no, you see where it has
Yes.
gone.
We can't
Yes.
Absolutely.
And this
yeah.
has been years. I'm talking about 20. This is like 26 years I'm talking about. And
Mhm.
see, this is it now.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah, it's like some people were complaining also. Right now, some people are complaining about the mangrove swamp places near St. Anne's Bay, that way section coming down,
We
because
need,
I think, yeah, they're planning to build, I forgot what now, but they're planning to build something major there. So I forget what it is. And some people are saying it's the wetlands and them have to preserve the wetlands and this
yes.
and that. So just like here, sometimes when something is to be implemented, because even in my community here, right now they want to do a waterfront with the Hudson River passing by us here. They have to vote yes or no for it, for the development, because we have people in the summer, people come up the Hudson from downtown on them jet skis, them come up to here, them turn back and them go down and them go back and forth. I can look right through my living room window and see the river over here. So, and they that's a fun thing for them. They want to capitalize on that. So they had us vote several years ago whether or not to develop the waterfront. They sent out the plans. You can see how they're going to build bicycle pathways, jogging trails, put out benches for people to sit on and gaze at the water and all that stuff. And you had some people who are adamantly against it. So if you don't catch the vision, then you won't want to support it, because you can't see can bring in the future.
Yes. Yes.
Right here. It's
Give,
the same thing.
give us vision lest we perish.
See
Just
it.
and
Don't
Yes.
forget, that's what that means. You have to have vision or you perish.
there you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because
There you
Because
go.
some people just don't have that.
we won't grow. So And that's it. You see, like with the technological age now and all these platforms, while some people will think, oh, this is the path to disaster, if we do not have it and use it, we find ourselves as an outcast.
Well,
Yes.
in a positive
True,
Okay,
way,
true,
yeah.
true.
because even here in this country, we see where some of the banks, some of the branches for some of these major financial institutions are closed.
Close. Yes.
You just
Yes.
have a few
Sad.
around,
Right.
and you have to go in and you're doing your business online. And if you go into the branch, it's either because you need to maybe open some formal account, or
You
you
need a
need
face
to
to
have
face.
some advice, some face to face that does not require you to do online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your deposit cash.
People have to
Yeah.
wake up. They have
Mm-hmm.
to wake up, because
Yeah.
if Jamaica had adopted that same 1962 concept and carry it go until today,
Mm-hmm.
or tourism would have fallen apart, because the
Oh,
tourism
yeah.
then is not the tourism today,
No, no.
No.
or
True,
Oh.
true.
banking system then is certainly not the
But
banking
not by figure
system
again.
today.
Ah, whoa.
A very pleasant morning to Miss Janice Clark.
But not by figure again.
Morning,
Hi.
Janice. Janice, how you do? You're on
Hi.
mute. You're on mute. Take off your mute
Hi,
there.
Janice.
Howdy, Janice. What you doing? What you up
How are
to?
you?
Oh,
I was actually at work, but I'm the only person running the joint to desk. I was on for a while. I just didn't come onto the camera
I
because
I
know.
saw that. I'm saying,
Yeah.
is somebody coming on? Is Janice coming on?
so I'm enjoying you vibracious ladies, and you're full of energy. And
Yes.
I can
Okay,
Yes.
speak to a
thank
lot of
you.
I can speak to a lot of the perspective because I've been in the medical field over 35 years, and it's just appalling to me how there is so much that a returning resident can do in Jamaica, and also even when you're not there. I overheard you guys speaking about the incident that happened recently at the Montego Bay airport, but also it's gonna take a nation, not even a community,
Mhm.
to change the perspective of the people's mind. Because when it happened, I said to someone that, I looked around the airport and there's not a in quote unquote an isolation stand which should be on the wall with gloves and masks and gowns and all of that. And then I said, if it was there, it would have been locked up, and probably the person that locked it up didn't come to work with the key that day because of who we are, in the fact that if it's there, they're just going to take it out 10 by 10 and carry it home, so the empty rack would be on the wall. So a
Yes.
lot of a lot of people saying that body couldn't hold on to the woman. Okay, the woman was stark naked. However, if there was an isolation rack with those disposable gowns we use all over the medical field, here, somebody could throw one over and cover up. That being said, no one was really thinking, because a blanket or something had to be around. Somebody had to have a shawl over the neck, or the guy take off his jacket from day one and just cover up. Apparently, those people don't go to church. You see people jump up and down, and people, the first thing a man do is take off his jacket, cover up.
Right.
So
Yeah.
again, it's experience. So I mean, I'm a very broad spectrum person. I teach cultural diversity. I'm a life coach. I teach so much. And in the workplace in Jamaica, you get a job. Think about it. The person that trained have been there for 40 years, so they train it in the poor way that they know. There is no it's bad enough, but if you question people, because my one of my nephews worked for Jamaica Tourist Board in Jamaica for quite a while now. And when I called him up, he said, Aunt Jan, I know you was gonna call me because no one gets no emergency training. Like in a case of emergency, what do you do? Not even a fire drill. Like, it's Jamaica, so the place don't catch a fire. So people don't know where the exits are. Simple things like that. Um, it will take a diaspora of people that are away to go, and I mean, I'd be willing to go there to teach for a week. They just gotta pay my hotel and put me up. I would even charge them for it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something that needs to be learned. I've visited KPH, I visited UA, and you might know that I've done so much for them. Last year, get them over $1 million worth of supplies. I'm actually even doing supplies still for both them, and then the ambassador to Ghana have reached out to me. I can actually travel the world if I want. I just don't want to take all of those shots where I haven't gone there. I might make up my mind later this year. But to say you're going home to Jamaica, I'm from Portland, and yes, Portland has some great hiding places where people don't even bother you. Uh, and the investment in Jamaica, where I know people still here go for dentists because the people that make dentures are just absolutely phenomenal. I knew a guy there who have never been to a dental school, and he could make a denture like them out of Hollywood. So we have so much people there that are so skilled, but it's a few bad apples that really wrecking a bunch, because in reality, ladies, the heads of government won't deal with the reality, and you cannot keep on putting a band-aid on a gangrene. It's just not going to work.
True.
And
Right.
Facts.
until we're trying to turn a ocean liner on the beach. You got to turn the ocean liner when it's in deep water, so when you
Right.
get to the beach you can dock. And so we on this platform here, I mean, I think we need to take this to another level of where people can join and understand that, listen, if you're returning to Jamaica as a returning resident, living in the States for 30, 40 years, there's some adjustments you got to make to yourself because of the climate that is there now. I mean, I have friends that build home and they go there and say, Giants, I can't stay because I don't want to be locked up, grilled up for the whole time. I just feel like I'm in prison. I got to go home before sunset and that kind of thing. But that should not be such a fear for people that you can't go back and just build a house and just enjoy it. It doesn't make sense. Or if your little social security come into the bank or some retirement fund, the person who works in the bank tells their boyfriend or somebody that, Mrs. Hart is back here and she get $5,000 a month. Even if you don't take it out, they come to your house, they stick you up. You got to go to the bank with them and you give it to them. And the damn thing is that I don't mind giving you everything I have, but Jesus Christ, nobody kill me after I give it to you. So, I don't think I care about I don't think I care about the health system there so much and the other things, because I'm not planning to be sick when I'm old. I ain't sick yet. I'm 65. I ain't gonna sick no more.
That's right. Yes,
And
Janice, they hear
Jamaicans
you.
need to start putting up night gown, or when I sick I go and put it. I don't have no night. I don't have nothing put up. I don't
No,
pack no bag for no hospital because I'm not coming. You
there
understand
you
me?
go.
So if I don't have that. I don't have no bad plan, and I live by myself. I don't plan on it. You can enjoy so much about Jamaica that we could be drivers there. As what's her name was talking about, their daughter goes and volunteers as a teacher. I could do so much thing for them, and I wouldn't charge them at that stage of the game. It would be just knowledge I want to pour into you. I went one time home. My sister was a teacher at St. Mary's High for years. She retired like twice. She came back up here, because they're forcing her to use her green card. So she came back up here. She said, had she known, she'd have come, checking the green card and went back to teach, but she didn't know, so she retired. She told them she's not coming back. When she got here, she realized she could go back, so now she's miserable because she don't want to live in the same city. So she preferred Jamaica, but my sister had filed for her for years. We have to start though I look at high school situation. When I went to high school, it was lovely, but in high school, the teachers are so frustrated that they can't even impart into the children the things that they need to. So it's such a big problem. This topic just intrigues me so much because it's so much that we can do to help. The cliche, every mickle make a muckle. Well, I want to put in my
Yes.
mickle to make the damn muckle, because you got to do something somewhere. If I was at that airport, I could have subdued that woman in no time. You have to know to talk to a psych patient. If they're psych, if they're drug out, it's a way in which you approach them. You don't approach them from in front. Once you're in front, distract them on from behind. You didn't have a handcuff her. But again, we don't have the little plastic handcuff thing. She just needed to be calmed down, not giving her a tranquilizer like an animal. But you got to find out what is wrong. That's such a scandal all over the world that Jamaica has no health system, blah blah blah, and it
Yeah.
So we
just
see.
such it went in such a down spiral that you would want to go to Jamaica for no reason at all. And yet, I'm dealing with a surgeon right now that was trained at Yale Naval Hospital, and for the past 12 years, he has gone to Jamaica for free. He is there now to give his service in endovascular service at the University of the West Indies. That man bought 3 houses he has in Jamaica now. He has one down in Hanover that is called Poetic Reef, a gorgeous Airbnb, and he bought 2 other houses. So I said to him, I said, "You're an honorary Jamaican," and he laughed.
Yes, yes.
So people are eating up our real estate while we sit back and saying, "Oh, we now go home," blah blah blah. People
It's
are
true.
killing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're going
Like
down.
I said, a piece of the rock. You get your
Mm-hmm.
piece of the rock.
Yeah, and people up here,
Yeah.
you're not living any quality. Some people not living any quality of life here.
True. They still
Mm-hmm.
live in a basement.
And yet and still, you downgrading where you're from.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it is. And I like what you said, because when you go, you have to have a different mindset. You can't go with your
Yes.
impatience. Some of us go down there and you go with your impatience, and you
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
want no one why you have to wait, and you want to
Nobody now
force.
hurry up down there.
Yes,
Yes. Yes.
they will make you wait longer if that
Mm-hmm.
is your attitude. They'll
Right.
make you wait
The
longer.
snail's pace.
Listen,
You're right,
listen.
because I remember back in the day, sometimes you could tell the ones that come down and they're in the
Yes.
bank, they're just
Right.
very fussy. And if I'd oversaw me there, and
Yes.
all them kind
Go
of
back.
something there. As if
Exactly.
to say, when you're going to a bank here, at some point maybe you have to wait.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much you ladies have traveled the world, and I sense that you're globetrotters. I have been to numerous islands, and I am not being biased. Jamaica is the best island
Oh,
You
we lost your
in
audio
the
again.
world. It,
Okay.
it, it has everything you need in one place.
Say that again. Say that again. We lost you.
Jamaica beats the whole world when it comes to island.
hello. Hello.
Yes, I meant.
Jamaica is the best island in the world. Every parish have something to give you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is true. Well, guess what,
Yes, sure.
Janice?
I don't have my flag.
We are
What?
come, Shards, wave your flag. Janice,
I
we're
can't
gonna
hear you now. I don't know who's trying to
we're gonna
leave
wrap
message
up
on my
now.
phone.
Oh, we're gonna wrap up now, but
Yes, I have something to
certainly
do.
we have to come back again.
Me
Janice,
too.
you're always welcome to join us. So, and for those of you who are watching and would like to join us live on the platform, as Betty says to the panel, to be a part of the panel, we welcome you. So you can let us know, say, hey, if I put out a topic, I'd like to be a part of that topic with you guys, and
Right.
we'd be too happy to have you join us. But certainly, would you return to Yard? If you're still deliberating, at some point you'll make the decision. If you're not planning to go back, wherever you decide to stay put until such time,
Yeah.
that works as well. But we want to thank everybody for tuning in this morning. Hortense was having a good laugh. She says, oh yes, you have to leave those attitudes behind, or else we will wait all day. They decide to go at a snail's pace. And also, what else, dear?
Sorry, I missed what you were saying. Somebody's trying to leave me a voicemail, so I'm back.
Okay. But we were just thanking you, Janice, for joining us, because we're wrapping up now. But
Okay.
if and when you're ready and you want to join us, we're here. We always welcome you, and thank you so much
Is
for
is it
your
the same?
input.
Is it the same link all the time?
No, it's going to
Okay.
be a new link that we
New link
generate
each
each
week.
time.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But
Come
thanks to
back,
you,
Janice.
ladies. Yeah. Thanks to you,
Thank you for
ladies.
joining, Janice.
We've had
You
a good
take invite me when I can come on. I'll come on. If I don't come for the whole time, I'll come on.
Yes, we appreciate it. So don't forget, those of you who are on, if it's your first time joining us, we're inviting you to like, subscribe, and share the link. Like Inside the Zone with Lady D, subscribe to Inside the Zone with Lady D, and share the link. It's a channel, so you can always go back and catch up on all the live programs that are on the platform. My name, is Lady D. Denise Gomez. They shipped me off from town to Penance when I was 7 in Clarendon. And me used to walk boat. And then when them find me, say, go up, go on up,
Yes, come go up. Come
all
go up
on up.
now.
So me I can go up now,
Yeah.
Ladies,
Me
what
too. I
what
can go
say
up too.
what say you ladies?
Yes, we are going.
Yes. Yes, I have things to do. Reading to catch up
Me too.
on.
I have a Zoom at 12:30. I'm going to eat my little food, you know. Cook one pot of dumpling and banana and saltfish. I wait for me in the kitchen there. You want some?
I got it
Yes.
cheap.
Hey, Max.
Where are you? What's your location?
I'm in Atlanta.
Oh, for crying out loud.
They live too far.
Take a picture and post.
Yes, you better will. I'm good for that.
Galang up. Lorna said galang up.
Yes.
So blessings, ladies. And for a quick minute, ladies, thank you, Jen. But ladies, I'm Max, Sherns, and Jackie. I just want you to stay behind for 1 second. But we want to thank everybody. So
Okay. One love. Have a great Saturday, you ladies.
It
Yes.
is.
Au revoir.
Let's keep this up.
Okay.
All righty.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Lady D Denise Gomez, and I have exciting interview segments and features inside the zone. For recording artists, you can sing? Well, Inside the Zone, second Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. is for you. Writers, share your story, no man, in From the Author's Zone on third Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Male Zone has unbelievably juicy stories of love, heartbreak, and triumph. 7 p.m. has never been this good. On Mondays, it's news, talk, engaging features at 7 in the Monday Drive. And Center Stage has everyone talking on Thursdays. Be a part of the show. Email me insidethezone@gmail.com or call me 914-304-2592.